Today I'm showing you how to do a fuel injector rebuild using a fuel injector service kit. And it is very easy. You definitely can do it yourself. You do need to get the injectors out of your engine, and that is probably the hardest part of the job. I'm going to show you how to do this using these injectors from my Saab as the example. They're Denso injectors, and they actually make a good example because there's more to rebuilding these Denso injectors. So having got them out of the car and brought them to the bench, either with a pick or a small screwdriver, remove the O-rings, top and bottom. Now this is where it might vary for the injectors that you've got. These Denso injectors have got a bottom cap around the pintle area. Ever so gently prise it off with a small screwdriver. And also at each end there's a retainer ring for the O-rings, again, and they need to be removed. I'm using fine nose pliers just to push them up off the injector. You can do it without breaking them, but I just managed to break that one. So now we've got the raw injector, but there is one more part to take off. It may not be obvious, but some injectors do have a microfilter in the top, in the supply end, and we need to remove that because part of the service kit is that there's new microfilters in the kit. I've got a microfilter removal tool here. On the tool, the knob at the end can be rotated versus the body, and you can see that it moves this threaded piece of bar in and out. So move the threaded piece of bar out until it's most of the way out, and then holding firmly onto the body, screw that into the microfilter in the end of the injector. You need to get a good couple of turns at least. Now screw the end down so that it pulls the injector up to the body, and when it goes solid there, hold onto it firmly and turn it. When I retract the thread again, it's taken the microfilter out of the end of the injector. With your pliers, unscrew it off the little threaded bar. These are literally about £3 or £4 posted. I'll put some links in the description for you. If you really wanted to, although it's very Heath Robinson, you could screw a number 8 wood screw in the end into the microfilter, hold the head of the screw in a vise and just pull it out. Rebuild kits for Bosch injectors are easy to come by just about anywhere in the world. Rebuild kits for Denso injectors are somewhat like hen's teeth to get hold of. For these Denso 0590 injectors that are fitted to the Saab 2-litre B207 engines, I have found parts for these which I need to buy in bulk, and I will be putting together service kits which I'll be able to sell. With the injector out and all the parts taken off it, now is the time to give the injector a good clean. Either use the can of cleaner method that I've already shown you in the past, or else use a fuel injector tester and an ultrasonic bath with carburetor cleaner in it. I put the injector in the bath using continuous mode from the tester and with the ultrasonic bath turned on. Give it about 3 or 4 minutes. The ultrasonic bath that I'm using here is actually a small bath that runs on batteries, about £12 or thereabouts, and the fuel injector tester, which has several different modes, only about £15 posted from China. I'll put links in the description to these, and I'm using some proprietary ultrasonic carburetor cleaner. The first part to assemble in the injector is the new microfilter. Find a small socket that will support the injector on this shoulder here. In this case I'm using an 11mm socket. So place the injector down into the socket and put it on a solid surface, and put the microfilter in the top of the injector, and with a small hammer, gently holding everything firmly, gently tap the microfilter into place. Look at it sideways, make sure it's gone in square and it's flat across the top. Place the top retainer on the flat surface with the top of the retainer facing downwards, and push the top of the injector down into it. For the lower O-ring retainer, use a suitable size socket, 8mm in this case. Place the retainer, the downward face facing down, and again, holding firmly, press it into place. You might be able to grip the rings with your fingers and turn them in position. They may well be very tight, but that proves that they're in place properly. Then with a little stick, apply a little bit of silicone grease where the O-rings are going to go, and making sure you've got the correct O-ring for each end. Place into position. Wipe off any excess grease. Wipe a little grease around the O-ring as well while you're at it. so that when you assemble it back into the car, that helps it to slip into place. And the last part that we're left with, these Denso injectors have a small plastic cap on the end of the pintle, and that needs to be pressed into place like so. And there you have it, one cleaned and rebuilt fuel injector ready to go back in the car. Job.